Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his
monthly bill?
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Let's Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with DSP goes viral on the internet again. This time, lives stream fail over on Reddit. DSP Gaming berates audience for not tipping enough. Oh no, guys. Glad to see DSP is still DSP. Someone needs to study the audience and the streamer. He actually lost his biggest supporter recently, who turned out, and I'm not using this as an insult, to be a kind of mentally handicapped guy who started streaming himself. Within like 2 months, has surpassed DSP because he's genuinely kind of funny and lighthearted. Correction though. Pro Wrestling Reality, aka PWR, kind of wild story, honestly. He wasn't Phil's biggest whale or anything, but the guy was going hungry to give DSP more money. The guy was struggling in life, but making sure they always had money to give to DSP. It was insane what he was doing. Like, I just cannot imagine, do I buy food or do I give DSP money? And he literally gave DSP money instead. The guy considered Phil a hero, and well, Phil called him a detractor, banned him, and threatened a lawsuit. He just wanted to be like DSP, but DSP's ego could not handle it when he turned out that PWR was more entertaining. And people were much more willing to give money to a humble guy who could really use the money compared to an arrogant jackass like Phil. Weirdly guilty pleasure is keeping up with lolcows after work. A grown man was excited over Burger King, which is hilarious. The reality that DSP doesn't think his fans are disabled is hilarious. My favorite is PWR says, I beat 2 DUIs. Like, you don't beat a DUI, you're either drunk, driving, and caught or not. I remember hearing that one of his biggest whales was blind, or am I misremembering? Super Blind Man, aka Brandon Cole, wasn't a whale. He would give money here and there, $10 here, $10 there. Which was consistent, but it wasn't, $1,600 at once. DSP's specific style of streaming, where he basically just says what's happening on the screen, was a real boon to someone who can't see. It's fucking obvious if you're sighted. But when you have no visual information, it's actually giving you a chance to experience the game with everyone else on an even playing field. He was also a major advocate for game accessibility and worked several major games, including The Last of Us 2. Most of the major accessibility features in the game were because of him. When you try to open a safe in the game, there's barely audible click when you get to the right number, just like safe cracking in the movies. That's a feature because of him. He was a streamer himself, never made it huge, 10 to 20 viewers on average, streaming a variety of games and giving his input on how accessible they were. And even if they weren't at all, he would try it out just to give it a shot, or see fun, if he could make it work. Also streamed a lot of audio games, which are just video games by sound. Think what radio plays are to movies. Brandon died of cancer almost a year ago. He was legitimately a good person. His only sin in the sphere was liking a content creator that created content he could enjoy and giving them money. I know a lot of DSP fans get flack for being disabled and cult-like, but Brandon was different and a very positive person who only wanted to make the world a better place for everyone, especially other blind people who wanted to enjoy games too. No way, the guy was a hero. Thanks for all the info about Brandon. In-depth accessibility options are the best thing happening to modern gaming, and The Last of Us 2 really set the bar for it. My favorite options I always enable now, if I can, are QTEs on button hold instead of mash, and subtitle size large and bold. I think when he started helping with accessibility in games, he distanced himself from DSP. When Brandon was seen at the Game Awards, DSP would tweet him with his ass kiss, "Hello, sir," tweets to clout chase, similar to how DSP thinks he created PewDiePie and is owed his millions because Pewds watched some of his YouTube videos. I will always remember when Brandon would challenge DSP on something he said about a game, DSP would literally say something along the lines of, "You don't see what I see," to a blind guy, or, "Did you see that? So dumb." The only thing I remember him getting flack for was using his disability money to fund DSP. What a hero that guy was. Yes, he was. The audience is 90% people who hate him and are trying to make fun of him without it being obvious enough to get banned, and 10% disabled people who donate all their money to him because they don't know any better. Unfortunate. DSP, Wings, and Rob are the lolcows that I don't understand why people waste their money on. I mean, any of those lolcows I don't really get. Can't believe this guy's still going. Generally reckon in 30 years' time I'll come back to Twitch, kicking YouTube, and see who's still around and he'll still be here. DSP will somehow outlive us all, just traveling through endless space asking when we're going to hit the goal. DSP will still be holed up in his office, whining into the void about hitting support goals at the heat death of the universe. His health is terrible. He guzzles booze and eats hot dogs and frozen junk food daily. He'll be around till he dies, which will be relatively young. Yeah, I'm just joking. The amount of alcohol this guy consumes combined with never leaving his house. He would need straight serious medical treatment and detox before he could even rejoin society, which he refuses. Can't believe this guy is still going. Bruh, if you drop down in the vortex, it's a whole thing. There's like a whole YouTube cottage industry just posting DSP stream and clips. Even more than the heyday of This How You Don't Play. Funny thing is, you watch enough of it, it all blurs together. It's the same complaints, same begging, same copes. Game's banned because of lag. Devs suck. Devs don't know how to code games. I'm the best, but the game sucks, that's why I'm losing. Honestly, I use This How You Don't Play for background noise pretty frequently. I don't have to pay attention to it because he never says or does anything interesting or valuable. Just one of the worst people on the internet sucking at games and whining. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how long he's lasted. And this is a clip to the guys, we're going to use the dumbest person on the planet to make video games. Look, even the dumbest person on the planet could figure this out. Thing is, the shitty hand-holding game design basically never works. You can watch countless streamers for proof. They're not paying attention to any clues, cues, hints, tutorials, or tips anyways. And some of them do, some of them don't. Or like, you get the examples here of like, oh yeah, the guy had his non-gamer girlfriend try to figure stuff out and she couldn't do it. Because like, let's say you're playing the newest From Software game. You know, circle to dodge. You know, square to pick up, R1 to light attack, R2 to heavy attack. Like, you know the controls. Now, you give the controls to someone who not only has never played a From Software game, but like, I don't know, they do the tap games on their phone. And maybe, when they're growing up, they played some Mario and Duck Hunt. But they went off into doing track and got away from gaming. So they just haven't really played video games. But they saw you playing the game and, wow, that looks really hard. Oh, babe, if you just get the timing down right, anyone can do it. Well, I want to try. Okay. Guess what? Yeah, they're kind of, I wouldn't say helpless, but they don't go. Like, all right, well, I'm going to press R1. Oh, hey, that does this. I'm going to press R2. Oh, that does that. They're just, DSP level quality. Because they never played video games before. Well, DSP is at that level because gin's a hell of a drug and it just wipes his brain every time. And that's what the average gamer does after completing these goals. Cuts to him furiously when we're not live. He did that before the stream started, not at the end. DSP is a great example for how devs perceive their audience. I remember watching him play Arkham Asylum back in 2009. There's a scene where you meet Harley, but she's on the other side of the gate. All you have to do is look up, or just even press the grapple action. He instead walks back, explores the whole area. After 15 minutes, he comes back to her and notices he has to grapple up. My own This Is How You Don't Play moment. At the end of Fallout New Vegas final DLC, you get both a free special point and possibly your final perk when you hit level 50. DSP completed the DLC, and indeed hit level 50 that way. He read a dialogue for completing the DLC about his free special point and responded, "Wow, I want to put into intelligence." Now, here's the thing. Intelligence governs how many skill points you get per level. And he's max level. There's absolutely no benefit for him anymore. Assigning that point to intelligence is basically foregoing the bonus. And in that moment where you facepalm and think, wow, what a DSP moment. Oh no, this is naive of you. He then uses his final perk he got from level 50 not to get one of the 3 OP perks you can get at the end of the game. Create you things like crit immunity, 10% extra damage across the board, or faster firing speed. But instead, what does he spend it on? That's right. The perk available at level 1 allows you to increase a special set of your choosing by 1 level. And what does he improve it with? That's right. Intelligence. My fucking irony meter exploded at this guy leveling intelligence not once, but twice as his conclusion to his character build. He's been begging for money for feels like over a decade now. Oh, it's been 17 years. How is he not bankrupt at this point? Oh, fun fact. He was bankrupt. He declared bankruptcy the same year. He would later go on to supposedly spend upwards of $40,000 on a WWE mobile game. $43,000 was the limit you had to hit to get the max VIP level. To get the max level 1 VIP level, you had to spend $43,000, which he was at. So I get why some people will be confused if you don't keep up with it, but yeah, the $43,000 spending comes from the limit to reach the max level of VIP. So yeah, he spent way fucking more than that. Filed for bankruptcy already a few years ago, but still spends all of his free money in WWE Champions mobile game. Game he claims is boring. It just goes on. I'll make sure to post a link for you guys, but as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.